August in Annapolis. Steve Palmer and Mimi Engelsman make their way down the dock and settle into a familiar routine. Checking lines, testing sails, inspecting the rudder. Around them, other sailors are doing the same. In preparation for a day of racing on the Chesapeake Bay.
We've got a lot of good competition. Well, everyone's very good. So it all depends on those who make the little mistakes today.
Today is the Crab Cup, an annual fundraiser race for local nonprofit Chesapeake Region Accessible Boating, led by President Paul Bollinger, or Bo.
And we're going to have 84 sailboats out on the line today. We were formed in 1991 by a gentleman who was paralyzed. And he had been an avid sailor previously in his life, but he became depressed when he wasn't able to do that. So his friends noticed that, got him on a sailboat, and when he got back to shore, he said, "That's it, I have got to do this for people." And so he got 4 boats.
These days, Crab has 6 custom accessible sailboats and adaptive boarding equipment.
And in 2023, we opened the premier adaptive boating center here in Annapolis.
Today's race promises a celebration of sailing for all.
It brings a lot of people together just to see what adaptive sailing can be like.
1, 2, 3, crab!
But while the Crab Cup draws crowds, most days here are quieter and less competitive, with organized outings for various community groups.
Have you sailed before, Emily?
I have.
You have, so you're a pro.
Gearing up now, students Emily and Zach from the Benedictine School.
Okay, this is our boat.
An educational program supporting children and adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities.
I am excited. Good. Great time.
Soon, they're motoring out with Steve, today in his role as one of Crab's volunteer skippers.
Yep, clean all the way now. Last year, about 1,800 people came through Crab, guest-wise. I think 2,000 is our target for this year. We're up. So it's really just slow movements, yeah? And then straighten up a little.
Under their skipper's guidance,
Push away, that way. Push that way.
Emily and Zach aren't just passengers.
Okay, tacking.
They're crew, empowered to take the helm and sail. Steve's second crew of the day, Hunter and Christian from Walter Reed Medical Center, the country's largest military medical facility. Christian grew up fishing on Georgia's waters, but today is his first time sailing.
You can always just put the boat up into wind and you'll slow down and you'll stop.
It is peaceful out there. Just you, your boat, sunlight, just sightsee, all that.
Steve knows from personal experience how healing this time on the water can be. In 2010, while serving in the British Army, he lost both his legs in an explosion. Sailing became part of his rehab, taking him to the Rio Paralympic Game trials and on solo trips from England to Iceland and up and down North America's East Coast.
And then after all that time, I was like, let's go come back and give back to the people I care about, just disabled sailing and handicapped sailing. I see the huge benefit of sailing and for a lot of people and a lot of different disabilities. You can forget a lot of things going out on the water. You know, if you're in your chair, or it's a freedom from your chair, or if you're in care, it might be that hour, 2 hours not being in care, not thinking about your disability or your ailment or an illness.
Back on race day, the Crab fleet, skippered by sailors with a range of disabilities, makes its way to meet almost 80 other boats at the starting buoy.
Not a lot of wind, so we'll just see how we go. I think momentum is key today.
President Bo cheers them on from a spectator vessel.
Bring home the silver.
And after a 30-minute delay due to still skies, the wind picks up just enough, and they're off. Steve and the other Crab skippers the first to begin the 5-mile loop to the finish.
This is a pursuit race, and a pursuit race ranks the boats by their speed. So the slowest boats start first, and then the next faster, the next faster, the next faster. We've got a couple of miles across the bay.
Before rounding the first mark,
And then we'll sail north to the Bay Bridge. And then it's a little bit of a run down the bay, which will be a little slower for our guys.
the crab fleet's smaller sails means they can't catch as much breeze as competitors with larger rigs, especially on a light wind day.
That's just one of the challenges. On a good beat at 12 knots, they can hold their own.
But today, as they work their way towards the last leg of the course, it's just not enough, leaving them stalled out in the baking summer sun.
Crab Cup Race Committee, this is the crab chase boat. We are going to pull our fleet off the water. You're not going to make this mark. There's no wind up there, none. They're more concerned about where they got scored. So that's good. They still have the attitude about wanting to win this race. We just have to consider their safety and their health first.
Disappointing? Yes. But they're scored in their positions at the time of halting the race, with Steve's boat Lindy coming third in the crab fleet.
It's sail racing, it's part of the thing. Some days it's too windy, some days it's like this, it's a beautiful day and just not enough. I don't know, there's no negative from the day, I don't think.
And the day isn't over yet. It's now time to celebrate crab, fighting spirits, and most importantly, a day on the Chesapeake Bay for sailors of all abilities.